Welcome, welcome. Shawn here with Accelerators Organization, ready for another mentor session. Got, I think, 5 questions today. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Let's get this thing going. Remember, you can always log into the mobile application and submit a question. I will answer your question first here on a mentor session, and I'll let you know what mentors are also going to answer your questions, and you'll receive your answers right in the mobile application in your personal newsfeed. Okay, here we go. The first question comes from Ricardo, and Ricardo says, how does a sales professional build their sales skills? The background is I own and operate a barbershop. I want to practice and help my team upsell products and services. How do you build a sales script? I've got 6 different mentors answering this one for you, Ricardo. Let me first say, your question is a little bit skewed because you're not a sales professional. I'm not a sales professional. We are business owners, and we aren't, trying to be, just salespeople. We want to be the business owners. So the question, I would really kind of rephrase your question to, how do I help my team increase their sales? That might be a different way to frame your question. You don't want to say, how does a sales professional build their sales skills? Because a sales professional is attending workshops, reading books, doing all these things that are specifically all designed around sales throughout the entire year. Whereas you're not going to just focus on sales. You're going to do some of the same things, but just want to make sure that we get the framing down the way, okay? So to answer your question as far as how do you create and build a sales script, that is not my expertise. Tom Black would be the person, or Don Williams, who I have answering these for you. Either one of them are trained specifically on how to help you build a sales script. Now, I believe, though, that there are some articles and maybe templates in the resource center, in the portal, in the sales category that help you with building a sales script. After this mentor session, I'm going to go into the portal. I'm going to look. And if there isn't, I'm going to get some resources and get those added either today or tomorrow. There will be some script building templates and sales tools in the resource center in the next day or two, if there aren't already. I'm not a person that could help you, just train you how to create a sales script. I don't think it's that easy of just a answer. Tom, Don, they might be better equipped at helping you build a sales script. That's just not my expertise. So if I was going to do that for my sales team, if I didn't know how to sell, then I would probably hire Tom, or I would hire Don, and I would build out those systems. I don't know how to build one out. So anyways, hope that helps. We're going to get you some help. If you want an introduction to Tom or an introduction to Don, please let me know and I'll get you that introduction, okay? The next question comes from Selena, and Selena says, how many times can you recycle pieces of content for social media? The background is I own a tattoo business and I go through weird fluctuations in my traffic, and I have a plethora of content and videos, reels, and stories. How often should I recycle content? 5 times or more? Okay, I'm going to be the only one answering this one for you, Selena, since I obviously do a lot of social media and most of the other mentors don't. There is no wrong or right answer to how many times you can recycle content. I have recycled some content that does well dozens of times over the last 4 or 5 years. I don't recycle a piece of content every week or every month, but if you want to put a date to it, I'd say every 3 months you can recycle a piece of content that's done well. We live in such a society that people aren't thinking, oh, I saw this 3 months ago. If it was good, they're going to appreciate it. And if they're going to act on it, they're going to act on it. But there is no written law around how many pieces of content you can recycle and how often. It's, as an influencer, as a social media person myself, you just kind of make it up as you go. All right. But I don't think that there's any law, but I would wait 3 months before I would repost something, unless it's an advertisement type of post. And I used to post I'm looking for 5 people. I used to post that every day for a couple weeks until my calendar got booked. Then I would work my calendar and then I would start posting it again. So if it's an advertisement type piece, you can post it as many times. Think of advertising. People are looking at your social media at different times of the day. And most people are not seeing every single post you do. So you might think, oh, I'm just kind of putting this out way too much, but somebody might not see it the first 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. So just keep trying, okay? Especially if it's a good piece that's kind of an advertising type piece, okay? Hope that helps. Next question comes from Robin. And Robin says, as a way to increase my brand awareness and art business, should I hang my art for a month in the local bank or library? The background is my business is I am an artist, art for calm. I ask this because they do not let me put prices on the art. I've hung work for 2 years. There does not seem to be any return. Is it important to hang for exposure? Thank you so much. I've got about 5 different mentors answering this for you. I think it's a great idea. As long as they'll let you put your art up there and then put a plaque that says your information and contact information, just putting your art without something that designates that this is Art for Calm by Robin Turbin and your contact information, I think just putting your art there would be a mistake. But if they'll let you put a placard that advertises who you are, if you have extra pieces, that's great. Also, on your website, you can say, you can see my art at, and put the different hospitals, hotels, banks, wherever else you're putting them. It can help give you some validity and credibility that your art is out there. They don't need to know that it wasn't paid for. They don't need to know that it was donated. So as long as you're getting some brand awareness out of it, that's great. If they're just letting you put your art on the walls with nothing showing that it's yours, I probably wouldn't do that. But I got some other mentors answering, and they might have some different ideas around that as well. Okay. All right. The next question comes from Ricardo, and Ricardo says, what are some practical ways to build relationships in business? I own a barbershop and I want to continue building relationships in my field. Are there any suggestions on how to do this effectively in any industry? Okay, I've got about 9 or 10 mentors answering this. So my feedback on this is I like to be very intentional with what I want. This question comes across as vague. So when you say, what are some practical ways to build relationships in business? Well, what kind of relationship? Client, vendor, legal, accounting, advisory, consulting, general business networking, industry networking? What specific type of relationships do you want to build? And if it's all, each one might have its different thing. So if I wanted to build industry relationships, then I would attend industry conferences and attend the classroom settings, go by different vendor booths, maybe even volunteer to lead a talk on something or do a demonstration on something so that I can position myself as an expert in that, and which people would then come up to me and want to network with me. So that's how I might handle industry network. If I'm looking for relationships for entrepreneurial, then I might join AO, which you are. I might join the Chamber of Commerce. I might join other business networking groups in my area. If I'm looking to develop relationships around product, I might go to other industry trade shows where vendors are showcasing different products and services that they sell into barber industry. So depending on the type of relationships you're looking to create, I would look to do different things, if that makes sense. In general, as a business owner, we want to get to a place in our business where we're attending all of those types of things, whether it's local business network meetups, industry conferences, speaking engagements. We kind of want to do it all to continue to build those relationships. I also might want to join like Facebook groups specifically for barbers on I can't imagine there's not a lot of barber Facebook groups. A lot of times they can be trying to get business and soliciting and vendors and join to solicit, but you might meet some extra people out of there that say, hey, I'd like to network with you outside of this Facebook group. So I'd look for any of those kind of areas as well. All right. Hope that helps, Ricardo. Okay. The next question comes from Rowit. And Rowit says, what do you do for high risk fraud orders? The background is I sell exotic snacks and drinks. We get high risk fraud orders from time to time on Shopify, and sometimes they seem to be true. We got one from my country and not sure if it's a scam or not. It was a $200 order and tipped us $20. We don't want to lose money. All right. I don't really understand this because I'm not in that kind of business, but I do have Joel and Todd who they do e-commerce type of orders. They might be better suited to answer this question for you. I'm not really sure how to handle this one. So I'm going to let them kind of answer that one for you. Okay, Rohit. The only thing that I could offer is if somebody puts through an order that might get flagged as a high risk in my e-commerce software or whatever, I mean, do you not get their contact information like name and phone number and email address that you could reach out to them and say, hey, we are just checking to make sure that this is a valid order? I'm assuming, because I don't know the business, I'm assuming that the reason you're asking is you don't want to ship out the stuff and then you get a charge back. So I'm assuming that maybe there's something that you could do as an additional layer of protection, that you contact the person or send them an email and say, we just need to get you to fill out this form to confirm the order. Maybe if it comes through as a high risk, I might want to talk to my credit card processor and ask them why this order was flagged. I'm just kind of thinking of things off the top of my head, but Joel and Todd might have a better answer for you than I do. Okay. Anyway, I hope that helps. That's today's mentor session. Like I said, there are only 5 questions, real quick, nice and easy. If you have any more questions, feel free to go into the mobile application. Remember, you can always just call me if you want to talk about something real quick. I can't always just do like an hour-long consulting call with you, but if you just have to talk about something for a quick 5 minutes or something, like any of these type questions, feel free to go right into the mobile app and call me. If you want like a full consultation call where we're going to really be diving deep into something, you can book a call in the mobile app and I charge for that. But if you've got just a really quick question and maybe you need a quick answer to, feel free to just tap the phone number in the mobile application and call me, okay? I'm here for you anytime you need to talk through something, okay? Hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Peace out. Bye.